Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Main Street Talk podcast, your go-to podcast for all things Walt Disney World related, the news, the tips, and anything that's going to help make your Walt Disney World vacation easier if you have one coming up. That's what we strive to do here. My name is Nick, and with me, as always, is Joni, my wife.
Hello, everyone.
So we had a pretty big weekend. We're recording on Sunday, June 29th. It's pretty late in the night because we had a family vacation this weekend. We got back into town a little later than we expected, but it was a great weekend. We went to Adventureland in Iowa. So what'd you think about Adventureland?
Well, we had 4 adults and we had 3 grandchildren.
Yeah.
3 of the 5, the littlest one's only a few months old, so he's not big enough to ride anything.
I would have taken him on a coaster had he been there.
Except for the ride, the height limits.
Well, I would have put him in my backpack. He would have been fine. He would have been fine.
I've always liked Adventureland. I grew up going to theme parks like Adventureland and Six Flags amusement parks. So there's some rides there that are that I remember still seeing when I was younger.
Oh yeah, the tornado was there.
Yep.
I think that's been there since I don't even know when. I would guess the 1970s.
Yeah. Well, the park we went to in Iowa opened 1974.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Tornado might have been an opening day. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something I should have looked
saw
up.
that. I saw the year on above the doorway entering the park.
Really?
At the
I didn't
gates.
see that.
Yeah.
Wow. So the layout of the park is there was 4 adults in it was me, Joni, 2 mid-20s, and then our grandkids, which were 7, 3, and 2. Mm-hmm. And the park is perfect for an age mix.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. They have a lot of toddler rides, I'll say, under 36 inches, basically. Mm-hmm. The scrambler and stuff like that. And the kids enjoyed it, and they have a lot of roller coasters. I was surprised how many roller coasters they have. Yeah,
they've got 5.
5, yeah.
I think what I like the best about it, though, too, is that when you have, there's little there's an area that's kind of specifically designated
for the kids.
Little tykes, but they also have little rides here and there spread throughout.
They do.
So if you've got some of the bigger kids and adults, as in big kids, that want to go on some of the more extreme rides, then you've got, little rides that
right there
that, so everybody can kind of stay in their groups and don't have to spread out so much.
Exactly.
And, you can keep the littles occupied while the big kids go on their rides.
Yeah.
So that's what me and the mother of 2 of the children did that was with us. So
yeah, we were out on some roller coasters while you guys were doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like everything is, it's not a huge park at all.
No.
But it's got a lot.
It does.
But it doesn't seem congested.
I've been there on busy days. When my kids were little, I used to chaperone with the daycare that they went to. So I would have a group of kids that I was responsible for, 8 to 10 kids. Right. So, and I remember it being very busy at times. And I remember, maybe it was just because I was responsible for so many kids, but I remember it feeling bigger. Than what it was than what it was today. But I think it was just my anxiety, just trying to make sure I kept track of everybody and didn't lose anybody's child.
Keep track of 30 kids.
That's right.
You're going to have
some anxiety.
Little anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's little Jimmy? I don't know.
Who's Jimmy? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think it was, not very congested yesterday because it was pretty hot.
It was hot. 103 heat index, I looked at one point.
Yeah. I think a very good part of our day was when we sat outside one of the ice cream shacks in the shade and ate snow cones.
Yep. And that was perfectly fun. We were probably out there an hour.
Yeah. But it was a good cooling off experience because it was really brutal.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, 2 of the 3 grands that were with us were not big enough to go on the 2 water rides.
Yes.
They have a log ride and then they have a raft ride.
Yeah, so our plan was we didn't know there'd be a height requirement on the water rides because we were all talking about the water rides.
Which is going to lead into something else later in our show, your height, your tip.
Oh, yeah.
So he's looking at me like he don't know and he's the one that made it up.
It was a long, hot weekend and it's late on a Sunday night.
The sun has gotten to us a little bit and I'm pretty pale, so...
But yeah, this is week 1 of our exciting giveaway.
Yeah.
The response has been great. Thank you very much. So we're going to give away this starts the giveaway of the Walt Disney World growth chart posters.
Yeah,
I
we're
posted
going to draw a name tonight.
Posted some pictures on the Facebook page. They're really cool. So yeah, this is week 1, and at the end of all this, on week 8, August 25th, I think is the date we set, we're going to be giving away that $50 Disney.
I have it on the calendar.
You have it on the calendar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll let you pull that up.
Okay.
She's the organized one of us. I am not. So yeah, that will be the $50 gift card or $50 Disney Plus gift card. And so if you do not have a Disney World vacation planned, you can opt for the Disney Plus gift card to start subscribing, which I'm sure you already are subscribed if you're listening to the show. It'll pay for maybe 3 or 4 months of that.
That's right.
Or you can use a Disney gift card and go on shopdisney.com.
That's right, too.
So get a new...
But you did state last week that it's not good for Target.
No, it's only Disney-owned stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they got cute stuff on their website, so.
They do. I saw Sorcerer Mickey last week. I really wanted.
Oh, you love Sorcerer Mickey. He loves Sorcerer Mickey like I love Donald Duck.
Yeah, I do love Sorcerer Mickey. Anyways, like I said, it is late on Sunday night. This is going to be a little shorter show than usual, as we just had a long family weekend. So let's get right into the news.
Let's do it.
So over at Magic Kingdom, we all knew this was coming. It's becoming more real and real. Walt Disney Imagineering has filed a notice of commencement for demolition of Tom Sawyer Island. So this is getting more real and more real. Like I said, Cars Land is coming. It's coming in fast.
Coming in hot.
You like that pun?
It's coming in fast,
It's
yeah.
Real lightning fast.
Okay, McQueen, keep it coming.
So the last day to enjoy Tom Sawyer and the Riverboat is July 6th. After that, it will be closed for good, and the permits are starting to be filed. So here we go. I'm looking forward to the future.
Yeah.
And the Starlight Parade is appearing on July 20th. And if you are an annual pass holder and wanted to see the Starlight Parade, all the reservations for July 20th are booked for pass holders. I am not an AP holder. I don't know exactly how it works. If you are an AP holder, let me know. But I believe you could maybe park hop over there if you reserve for like Animal Kingdom and then hop over to Magic Kingdom if availability allows that. I think you could do that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not an AP holder. I don't know how it works. But anyways, the reservations for July 20th are sold out, obviously, for the parade. Because I don't think...
That's the first parade.
The first Starlight Parade, yes. Is on.
Yeah,
this doesn't have anything to do with date-based tickets or anything like that. But, I mean, I don't know. Magic Kingdom or Disney World, some of the parks can hit capacity especially during the holidays.
Yes.
I don't see that would happen on July 20th just for a parade. But if it does, if we hear about that, we'll definitely let you know.
Yeah.
I don't think that would happen, but it happened for AP holders.
Well, I think everybody that, is a blogger, vlogger, or anything like that is going to be there.
Everybody's going to be there.
Locals are probably going to be there also. These new things when they come out are big deals. So.
Well, yeah, it's the first nighttime parade, and since it's been a long time. I read earlier on one of the earlier shows when the last one was. I don't remember what it was, but this is something fans have wanted for a long time.
Yeah.
And
so, understandably, I think that it's basically sold out for annual passes.
Yep. And The Little Mermaid is closing for refurbishment. Under the Sea with Little Mermaid at Magic Kingdom will be closed briefly next month. It will close on July 21st and is expected to reopen on July 26th.
Oh, just a real quick.
Okay. Maybe we're just going to do some fresh paint or update Ursula. When we were on that, was Ursula's animatronic doing something weird?
Not that I noticed.
No? Okay.
Maybe
I dreamt that.
I might have been, enthralled by something else, but I don't recall anything.
Yeah.
It looked great to me.
Okay. I could be wrong. And then another closing date announced for Magic Kingdom is Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger will be closed beginning on August 4th. This one's going to reopen in 2026 with new show scenes and character, updated ride vehicles, and gameplay enhancements. This one's going to be, they're redoing a lot to this.
Well, we talked about this one.
Right, yeah. So
about the whole gadget system as far as the gun is concerned.
Guns, and so this is going to be closed for a while.
So if you guys hadn't heard our other show on this particular ride, they're supposed to be updating the gun system. So that it'll be an auto fire. So you don't have to continuously pull your device to shoot, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot.
Yeah. So, and it's supposed to somehow alert you if you've hit your target.
That's right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Instead of just shooting into blank space and not
That's
knowing
right.
what you're doing.
Yeah. So that you can move on to another target because you've already successfully nailed the other one.
August 4th, 2025, it will reopen in 2026. So with those two closures, we have some good news. The Astro Orbiter has reopened.
Good.
Closed on January 13th, 2025. I believe that opened on June 27th.
Okay.
So if you want to get on the Astro Orbiter, that is again available.
If you haven't already.
Like we suggested, do that at night.
Yeah.
Don't go in that elevator in the daytime.
Well, and it's so pretty to be able to see the whole kingdom.
Tron lit up
with everything, with all the lights going. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's
really... I think any outdoor ride that suspends to the air is good at night.
Yeah.
Because you get to oversee the entire
park.
The
basically.
entire park. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what ride I would like to do at night is Tiana's.
Oh yeah.
When you come up on the last hill, the big hill, and you come up and you get to the peak of the hill, you have a good view of the park.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to do it.
But I think, if you get wet, and a tip on that one, the person who generally sits very front log is the one that gets soaked the most. So if you're not keen on getting wet or very wet, sit middle, second, or back. But the first row typically is the one that gets the wettest. But I don't know about doing that at night.
I think...
Unless it's going to be one of the last rides of your night, you're going to go home with soggy shoes, just like you at Adventureland.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't do it in the winter at night.
No.
Because it can get chilly at night. If I'm there in August, which I probably won't ever be, but if I'm there in August.
I think we were there last year in August.
We went for a Halloween party.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, if you're on a summer night, I think that'd be fine.
Well, and our winter is different than other people's winter because we're from the Midwest. So people's,
our cold tolerance is much higher.
Correct. So if we're not going to do it in a winter, then the Floridians are probably going to steer far away from.
The Floridians, when it hits 50 degrees, they're like, what are we doing outside? This is ridiculous. So that's it for Magic Kingdom. A couple closures. One of them, thankfully, is just for a week or so.
Yeah.
Buzz will be for long term, and Astro Orbiter's reopen.
Yep.
Over at Epcot, we've got another closure to announce. According to Disney, Spaceship Earth will be temporarily closed for routine refurbishment starting August 25th.
Okay.
It's planned to be reopened later this year, although no date has been announced yet.
Okay.
So we don't know.
You said routine refurbishment.
Routine refurbishment is what they said.
Okay. So do you have any records on when the last time this was done?
I don't.
Is there a pattern? Is it every so many years, I wonder?
I don't. Okay. I do not know.
Because if we could look back on past histories, then maybe it would give us a projected...
An idea of how long, what's going on.
Yep. And I wonder if it's routinely what needs to be done. Is it because it's just the cart is just going up so high in that ball?
I don't know.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put myself out there right now. My first trip to Magic Kingdom, I thought it was a golf ball.
Yeah, most people do.
And I hate to even admit this. I did not know that there was a ride inside there. I thought it was just an iconic symbolism to the park.
Just like a structure.
I had no idea that there was a ride inside there.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about, well, let's go into Spaceship Earth, I was like, well, it's just a golf ball. Why would we want to go there? But I actually like it.
I like Spaceship Earth. It's relaxing.
Yeah.
It is educational.
Yeah, it is.
It's air conditioned.
Yep.
You're not on your feet.
And there's something to look at constantly. You're constantly back and forth, left and right. Yeah.
And then you get that weird picture taken of you.
Yep, that's right. And you get to answer all the questions and So cute.
I like it. Speaking of the golf ball, I saw a shirt. It had Spaceship Earth on a tee with a golf club head behind it. Yeah. And it said, I thought it was a golf ball.
Yes.
Or something
I
like that.
need that shirt. Somebody buy me that shirt.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool shirt. That's it for, I want to mention, I didn't have this to talk about on the notes, but so Test Track, the cast member previews have started for that.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a video.
Oh, good.
It's amazing.
Is it really?
It looks...
You didn't share this video
I didn't share it with you. Because I know you don't like to watch things before you write.
I know. I'm pretty finicky about that. I like the example of, or the initial surprise. I like the shock factor and the wow factor.
The videos, if you want to watch them, they're out there. Cast members have shared them. It looks really cool.
Or if you're like me and can withhold, do it.
Yeah, whatever your preference.
Hopefully I don't break down before
you want to go watch it?
Our next trip. Stop it. Stop teasing me.
It is really cool, though. It's impressive. They did a good job. In the video, it looks like it anyways.
Super.
So that's it for Epcot.
Yeah.
Spaceship Earth refurbished August 25th. No opening date. And go spoil your ride for Test Track. And over to Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios is getting a rare extended evening hours at night. So Hollywood Studios normally, the extended evening hours they do for deluxe resort guests, typically on non-party seasons, which means outside of the Halloween and Christmas season, it's usually, this can change, but usually rule of thumb is Monday nights at Epcot, Wednesday night at Magic Kingdom. Is that right? Or is that backwards? I'm not sure. It's Monday and Wednesday, Magic Kingdom and Epcot. That's what it usually is. But sometimes they throw in a curveball there. Hollywood Studios on Friday, August 29th, is getting the deluxe extended evening hours. And that goes until 11 p.m. So if you're there on August 29th, Hollywood Studios, we did Jollywood Nights.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
So much fun. And I know it's different. It's just extended evening hours. It's not a party. But being there after the, lower crowds was great. Almost everything was a walk-on. Except Slinky Dog was like a 20-minute wait, I think. But we rode that when regular park guests were still there. I think we went and rode that first. But then everything else, like Smuggler's Run and Tower of Terror and even rides, I think we walked right in the pre-show.
Well, I'm going to say another detail about that too. Nick and I no longer consume alcohol, which I think a Jollywood, it's not like a party per se for that type of style. There's lots of things to do, but they do have a lot of alcoholic drinks that are specific and special to the party. And they do have like little concert things set up, around the park with different things. And I think that some of the older groups that are of age to consume alcohol are maybe taking part in those.
Over by the Tower of Terror, there's a party, and it's supposed to be like a Hollywood party, and that's where a lot of the adults go because there's a live band there playing like 20s and 30s music.
And they have the little flapper
there's a
dress,
bar.
the girl with the flapper
dress. It is
dress.
cool.
It is neat.
But a lot of the adults
did go by
there.
and we kind of hung out for a little bit, but we wanted to get on some of those rides because the lines were so short.
So short. Like I said, Rise of the Resistance, that's always a long wait, and I'm pretty sure we walked right into the pre-show.
We rode everything we wanted to ride just on that little bit of party time.
Yeah. So, extended evening hours at Hollywood Studios makes it a different park just for the wait times. Also over at, this is exciting, also over at Hollywood Studios, they have revealed the layout of the Monsters, Inc. Doors roller coaster ride.
Oh.
And like we said before, they closed the cast member parking lot. Because this is going to extend into that. The cast members are now parking in the overflow of the regular guest parking. So the new building they are going to be building in that parking lot is approximately 360 feet by 330 feet, with a total square footage of around 103,000 square feet, this new building. Word. You want to guess? You want to guess if that's the biggest building in Walt Disney World?
I want to know how many football fields you can fit in that area.
Well, it's 103 square feet. I am not good at math.
I'm not a football enthusiast.
This is not the biggest building.
But is it? Oh, it's not.
It's the second biggest building in Walt Disney World.
What's the biggest?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, really?
Is 196,000 square feet.
So the ride
The ride.
is that big.
The building is going to be that big.
This is enormous, guys.
So
Whew.
it's not as big as Guardians. It's bigger than Rise, which surprised me. Rise comes in at about 92,000 square feet. So Monsters Inc. roller coaster is about 10,000 square feet. 11,000 square feet. I'm not good at math. 11,000 square feet bigger. But the entrance of the ride will be where the current Muppets Courtyard is. So that'll still look familiar to you. So the entrance, where you get on the roller coaster is in the existing
All right.
Muppets Courtyard. That's a pretty big building.
Yeah, that is huge.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that ride.
I'm so excited for, yeah.
I'm like a little kid on Christmas.
And over at Animal Kingdom, more permits are filed for Tropical Americas. Now, I'm not going to tell you about every single permit that's going to get filed over there. I don't even remember what this was, but they're making progress.
Mm-hmm.
They're constantly filing permits. So that is it for the park news this week.
Okay.
So on to some other news. I mean, it's kind of park related, but I put this in the miscellaneous tab. It made news this week because the papers were published. It is exciting, but I think everybody kind of knew it already. The Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. Say that 3 times fast.
No, thank you.
They released its 2045 comprehensive plan, which addresses the possibility of a new 5th gate for Walt Disney World Resort. So basically, Disney has permission, or I don't know if they've signed a contract. They can build another major theme park and 2 minor ones. So a major theme park is something along the lines of Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom. Minor theme parks are along the lines of the water parks, size-wise. So yeah, that made a lot of news just because I think it was published, and it hadn't been published yet, but I think everybody kind of knew.
Okay.
So yes, they can build a 5th park.
Where are they going to put it?
Walt Disney World has a lot of unused land. There's a ton of unused land,
Really?
Believe it or not.
Is it all swampy? Like
It's wooded, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a lot of land.
So another little tack on the seat from Epic.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. I don't know if it has anything to do with it while they announced it, because Disney didn't release this. This was the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District that released this. So
yeah, but don't they have to? Aren't they by law supposed to announce stuff like that when parks and establishments are going up for the neighboring communities?
No, it's just 2 years ago, Disney got in a spat with the governor of Florida. I'm sure some people remember that. And this was kind of one of the agreed outcomes upon it, I think. From what I read, I went down the rabbit hole. It gets kind of confusing.
So
I think this is kind of a result of that.
So I guess what I'm getting at is, who is the one that initiated this to even be in the news? I wonder. Is Disney? Did Disney approach them? Did Disney approach the
tourist board or whatever?
Tourist board? Or
I don't know.
I'm just wondering what sparked this
why they
to
released
even
it
be
now.
News. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. They released it.
Okay.
I really don't know. And like I said, you can get down a huge rabbit hole of this. And
And at some point, it just becomes speculations because there's,
I saw something about they can't build before 2035, but I don't even know if that's true because I was very early reporting on it. Yeah. So I don't know. It was kind of a mess, and it was news.
So we may or may not have a new park.
I think we will. It's just a matter of when.
But it won't.
I don't think it's going to be soon.
Before the next 10 years.
Before 2045 for sure.
35.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, 2045.
45. So 20 years?
Yes. And like I said, it's contracts and legal stuff and,
Anyway, it's a long ways away, guys.
Yeah, it's a long ways. Again, Disney has not announced they're building a new park. So let's just take that out of the equation.
Yeah.
They have permission to, basically.
Oh, I see. Yeah. If they choose to.
If they choose to.
Okay. I see.
And this is for AP discounts. Disney World has ended the $99 down payment promotion for the APs that launched in March 2025. So they did lower the down payment and kind of upped the monthly payment for Florida residents to get their APs. It's back to a $205 down payment, and the monthly payments have been adjusted accordingly. So what it would be now, for the Pixie Dust Pass, you put $205 down, it'd be $25 a month. For the Pirate Pass, $205 down, it's $57 a month. For the Sorcerer Pass, $205 down, $79 a month. For the Incredit Pass, $205 down, $121 a month.
How long is these passes good for?
A year.
They're annuals.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they're annual passes. This is just for, I should mention, these are just for Florida residents because out-of-state residents cannot make monthly payments on annual passes.
No, they have to buy it all, right?
You got to buy it all, which makes sense because you could buy an annual pass for next month on a payment plan, go once and not go back. Or quit making your payment.
Yeah.
And the other bit of news, the monorails are getting glow-in-the-dark logos.
Get out.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
What?
They're blue.
I love it when Nick doesn't share info with me.
I purposely do that for a lot of things because I like your reaction. It's genuine. So yeah, they're getting glow-in-the-dark logos.
So like the blue and the peach, and they're all going to be same colors?
I don't know, but they're going to be displayed very, very soon.
Oh my gosh.
Like within maybe this week or next week. The ones I saw were blue.
I almost have a tear in my eye.
And I believe they say Walt Disney Resort Monorail, I think.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't wait for that.
So that is it for all the news this week.
Okay.
I think what we're going to do now before we do Spotlight on the Attraction, I think we are going to announce our week 1 winner.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. So how this is going to be set up, Joni has a wheel spinner. Everybody is assigned a number. Everybody on our subscriber list is assigned a number.
A random number.
Random number. She has a random wheel spinner. We are going to spin the wheel, and the number that lands on, the corresponding name to that number wins the prize.
And in our studio/room, we are recording in. Nick is sitting opposite me.
Yes.
And I have no idea whose names or whose numbers correlate with whose email addresses.
She has the wheel. I have the names.
That's right. So shall we go?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
3,
2, 1. Spin.
Do, 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 do.
We have
the suspense is killing me.
61.
Number 61. Let me get there. 61. Dina. Congratulations, Dina.
Yay!
You are our week 1 winner of the Walt Disney World growth chart.
Fantastic, Dina.
Congratulations, Dina. We don't want to give away last names or any identifying information, everybody. But Dina, you have the numbers 69 in your email address. So Dina with 69 in her email address is the winner. We will be contacting you probably by midweek. Check your promotion folder, your spam folder, wherever. And we will also be announcing it on our Facebook pages. So be looking out for an email from us probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Get back to us. We'll get your contact information and we will send off your prize in the mail.
Yay!
Congratulations,
fantastic,
Dina.
I really like this game.
I like this game too. Dina likes it now too.
Dina does too. Now, Dina will be excluded from winning another poster. However, Dina's name will still go into the pot to win the card.
Exactly.
The gift card.
Yes. So you are still in the running for the gift card, Dina.
Yep.
So yeah, congratulations. Yes. We will have another winner next week, week number 2.
That's right.
Spotlight on attraction this week, we're digging into Space Mountain.
Okay.
Joni's favorite ride. So I will let her start with the Space Mountain stuff because she's been
I've been itching
she's been
to
telling
get
me,
at
she's
this.
like, I want to do Space. Let's do Space Mountain. Can we just do it? I love that ride.
Oh, yeah. No, we all know you're kidding. Okay. So for Space Mountain, I know there's some folks out there who love it, and it is a Tier 1 multi-pass. It is a dark, high-speed interstellar indoor travel experience with unique visual effects and planets, galaxies, and other celestial elements. The ride features 2 separate, nearly identical tracks. One is the Alpha, one is the Omega. And while it's not the fastest coaster, it does offer quick turns and unexpected drops. This rocket ride is 2 rockets are in each train. You have 3 seats per rocket. So you sit 1, 2, 3 behind each other. There's no double seats. The requirements are 44 inches. Children under 7 must be accompanied by someone 14 or older. If you are an individual that is using an electric vehicle, you need to be able to transfer to a wheelchair for the queue line, and then from the wheelchair to the ride car. There is an action photo to be taken. The ride lasts about 3 minutes, and it opened up in Disney World, January 15th, 1975, and Disneyland, May 27, 1977. And another little fun fact about it is the first Space Mountain in the Disney parks is in Disney World, and it is the oldest operating roller coaster in Florida.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep. So we were kind of discussing this a little bit ago, or last week sometime, or over the week, about I had to double check my dates because we were thinking that surely Disneyland had their ride before Disney World, but no, 2 years or year and a half in between the two, and Disney World got it first. So the oldest one in Florida as well.
Wow, Space Mountain.
Maybe that's why it's kind of jerky.
It needs some love for sure.
But anyway, I know that there's some folks that love it, and like I love power it. To you. Yeah.
I like it.
It's a staple ride.
Staple ride. I'm going to read what it says on the Disney website. I'm sure you said some of this. Blast off on a rip-roaring rocket into the furthest reaches of outer space on this roller coaster ride in the dark. Height, like you said, 44 inches. There is an action photo on it.
Mm-hmm.
In the description, zoom through the galaxy. Dip and careen into the inky blackness as futuristic soundtrack echoes all around you. Fly past shooting stars and celestial satellites. Roar past streaking orbs of light, wayward comets, and migrant meteors. Feel the pull of gravity as you're drawn into a swirling wormhole. Wormhole.
That sounds fantastic.
That
sounds wonderful.
Great ride for the kids.
I've seen many kids on that.
Yeah, I went on it when I was like 10, I think, and I liked it then. But it has changed because I remember when I was on it.
Just take me to the teacups.
I'll leave you at the teacups. I'll meet you.
That's right. You go on it all day, every day. I don't mind.
But when I went on it when I was 10 with my dad, I remember we were in the same seat. Like I sat in between his legs. I was rested against like his chest.
Mm.
There was no single seats. I'm pretty sure. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that would have been in like 1988 or so. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was just one long bench.
Well, we could always look at a first video, a construction video of it or something we could find.
Yeah, the old ride vehicles
or
something. Yeah.
To see if it's in your imagination, just like you dreamt up Ursula.
Yeah, I wonder if they ever fixed that. It definitely wasn't fixed in my dream.
No. So maybe perhaps you sat in the front seat of.
Could be.
And your dad was behind you, and it just.
Maybe I was just hoping he was behind me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when I went on it the first time, I was terrified to have the kids go on it because they had to be alone by themselves. And it was the first time our oldest grandson had been to a theme park, period. And the second grandchild that we took, he cried on Slinky. I mean, he had been to Disney before, but the only coaster that he had ridden was Slinky, and he cried.
Yeah.
So here we are taking them on Space Mountain, and they had to sit by themselves, and I was terrified, absolutely terrified. So the boys and I sat in the first rocket, and then Nick sat in the rocket behind us. And as we've said on a previous show, that Nick was in a lot of trouble after that ride. He didn't have a whole lot of family fans.
No,
not at all.
But you know what? They were the guinea pigs for future grandchildren. So
okay. So we talked about our vacation over the weekend.
Yeah.
So we had one of the 2 grandchildren that went with us to Disney. He was along this past weekend.
Yeah.
Or this week. And I had made a comment to him about, well, we could always go back on Space Mountain, and you should have seen the glare that I got out of him.
He's still mad at me.
It's been 2 years.
He still won't let it up.
It's been 2 years.
But you know what he did do? He went on a big coaster with us yesterday.
Yeah.
So he's getting there.
He did. But he was also snugged to his father's
He was.
arm.
But he went on it.
Yes, he did.
Willingly.
Yes, he did.
He saw it. He saw what it looked like. And it wasn't, didn't go upside down or anything like that.
It was the Outlaw, if anyone knows the Outlaw wooden coaster. At Adventureland.
It was a little rough. Not Space Mountain rough, but.
No. I don't do the Outlaw either.
So back to Space Mountain. The concept for a space-themed roller coaster dates back to the 1960s during Walt Disney's lifetime. After the success of the Matterhorn bobsleds at Disneyland in 1959, Walt became interested in developing more thrilling attractions. His idea was to create a roller coaster in the dark, simulating space travel. However, due to technological limitations and the lack of space in Disneyland, at that time the project was put on hold.
It really does look like a bobsled now that you say that.
It does.
Like when you watch the Olympics or whatever and you see the bobsled racing.
Yeah, those rockets.
It really, really does look like that.
Yep. So they didn't have the space in Disneyland, basically. But with the opening of Magic Kingdom, they had more room. And the technology was, better than it was during Disneyland building. The concept was revived. So we got Space Mountain, like you said, January 15th, 1975 was the opening day. It was the first roller coaster of its kind and quickly became groundbreaking attraction in both design and experience.
And loved so well that a year and a half later it opened in Disneyland.
Yep. So they have two nearly identical tracks, like you said, Alpha and Omega. It's 180 foot tall, which has become, that building is, if you see it, that's Disney World.
Now,
or Disneyland.
I'm trying to remember, we went on it with the kids and then we went on it another trip, just a single trip for you and I. And I was thinking that they were different. You know how you get the orange,
tracks?
you get the orange,
Right.
You get the orange coaster and the
Mission Space orange and green. Yeah.
You get the orange and green. So I thought perhaps this was the same way, but this says it's identical. So it's basically the same experience. There's not one that's smoother or jerkier or less thrilling than the other. These are basically the same thing. It's just a way to get more people through the ride at the same time so that the wait isn't as long.
Yep.
So it doesn't really matter which line you get into.
There's no track that's scarier than the other.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter which, because I was like, well, I wonder what that, or, what experience they're going to have. They're basically the same guys. So.
Yep. So that's Space Mountain. I like it. Joni doesn't like it. Ride it and
see for yourself.
Form your own opinions.
Yeah.
And for our tip or trick this week, this goes along with our posters we're giving away.
Yes.
So we all know Disney World is a ton of walking for the week. One way you can cut down those steps, in our opinion, our tip, measure your kids the day before you leave for Disney World. Mm-hmm. That way you know exactly how tall they are and exactly what attractions they can get on and what they cannot. Now, why is this important? Well, to save steps, because if you're at Magic Kingdom and one of your must-dos is, let's say, Space Mountain.
Yes.
And you're over at Pirates of the Caribbean, you get off Pirates and you're like, I want to go to Space Mountain. That's clear across the park, or it's, a good distance. And you get over there and your kid is not tall enough.
Right.
So pre-measure them.
Well, and
save yourself a headache.
You don't hype the child up that they're going to get to ride this ride or that ride, and then they get there and then they're disappointed. And then you've got a little one that's in tears because they can't ride it, and then you've got to go buy like 8 Mickey bars just to compensate, and get back on their good side again. Yes.
That's a very good, a good rule of thumb is don't promise anything your kids at Disney World, because, like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and stuff like that, because those are hard reservations to get. And if you get shut out, which, is a possibility, if not likely, now your kid is crying.
Well,
don't promise them.
I'll tell you, speaking on the lines of Bibbidi Bobbidi, and this is, not in our tip and trick at all, but we plan to be taking our granddaughter in a couple of years when she turns 5. She's 3. And we are still, even ourselves, on the fence about Bibbidi Bobbidi. We're most likely going to do it. We don't know which package because they have different levels of packaging.
Yep.
However, for those folks who want a little bit of the experience but don't have that much cash to dish out, you can go on and buy princess dresses online.
Yeah.
You can go in and you can just have their hair done.
Exactly.
You can even go buy a crown. What's that sweet treats place that you can have a crown made specifically?
Yeah, Magic Kingdom. I don't remember. It's up towards the front of the park.
It's a newer thing where you can have a custom made crown. Now, I'm not sure how much those are. It's new since we've been there last. Or at least maybe we didn't notice it. But you guys could even order a crown online.
Yep.
You can have, and they'll still sprinkle the hair with the pixie dust.
So one of the packages are tiered, such as, you just get their hair and makeup done, or,
T-shirt.
or t-shirt, or you can get the full gown. So if you're on a budget and want to do bibbidi bobbidi, like she said, grab, get the gown. And there is we had to end up going to a Walmart close by. I can't remember which. I think it's the closest Walmart to Disney World.
Yeah.
We had to go there to get some medicine for Joni and
a knee brace.
And a knee brace. That's what it was. We had to go
get a knee brace.
We had to go get a knee brace.
My chiro helped me with that.
There is a ton of Disney stuff at that Walmart. There is gowns.
And you know what?
There's princess gowns there.
To be honest, I'm more leaning toward us taking our own dress for her.
Possibility. We'll see what she's into at the time. Like this is, she's 3 and this is a year and a half
even
away.
Still, they have such a variety. I mean, you can get every single princess outfit that's available. You can get that. And, just take them into one of the bathrooms and change them and they're good to go.
Measure your kids and don't promise anything you may not be able to deliver. So, nothing worse than seeing your kids heartbroken. So.
Well, seeing your husband heartbroken.
It's when you won't go on Space Mountain with me.
And I won't buy you a Mickey bar.
She'll buy me a Mickey bar.
I will, because I want one too.
But that's it. Like I said, this is a little shorter episode. It's late on a Sunday night. Congratulations to Dina.
Yes, Dina.
Dina, look out for the email. Check your spam and your promotion folder. We will contact you in a few days. You can join our Facebook group at Main Street Talk. Oh, I'm sorry, Facebook page at Main Street Talk. Our Facebook group is Disney World Tips and Talk. Our Instagram is Main Street Talk Podcast. And for all of this, our website is mainstreettalkpod.com. That's pretty much our home base. You can get anywhere you need to be from there. And I am a travel agent, a certified Disney travel agent. My services are free, so you can contact me at nick.garcia@academytravel.com, and I can help you get your Disney World vacation going. Like I said, my services are free.
Anything Disney related, cruises, Disneyland?
Yes, yeah. Disney cruises, anything Disney related. I think every time I say that, I'm just, we've been talking about Disney World for 45 minutes. We're focused
Disney World, but it is everything Disney,
everything Disney. And take the theme park smells home with you at Magic Candle Company. The show is an affiliate with Magic Candle Company. The link is on our website. So that's going to do it for this week. Week number 2, next week. Dina was lucky winner. Week number 1. Who's going to be the next winner? We'll find out next week.
Spin it to win it.
Spin it to win it. And until then, we will talk to you real soon.
Bye.